Hello and welcome to PA Harness Week. I'm Sharla McBride. It was once said every day is a good day as long as you're at the racetrack. Well, if you couldn't make it to the track this week and you're looking to have a fabulous Saturday, you've tuned in to the right channel because Comcast Sportsnet has racing's fastest paced half hour starting right now from Harrah's, Philadelphia. PHHA President Sam Beegle is more than just a big name in the wide world of harness racing. Coming up, he's talking about another huge lifetime honor. Plus, some youngsters get a chance to race around the Pocono Oval as part of the Harness Horse Youth Foundation camp. We'll also get you ready for the Adios final, and we'll head to Mohawk for the Maple Leaf Trot. The hottest horsecasters on TV are bringing you the hottest races this week from Mohawk to the Meadows, here in Philly, and up to the Poconos. We've got you covered right now on Comcast Sportsnet.
There they go. Explosive Matter wins the Colonial easily. Underway. Starting fast outside here is Brent Messenger to the early. 15-5 the halftime. Just over 3 to go. At the top of the stretch.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to another exciting edition of PA Harness Week. Boy, I'm excited this week. I'm Steve Ross, she's Heather Moffett, and we got a great show for you today.
Hey, did you hear they're opening a new restaurant here on the second floor?
No.
Tony Luke's.
The Tony Luke's?
Yes, yeah, I'm hungry already.
With the Philly Fair, all that good food?
Yeah.
Wow, where's it at?
It's on the second floor. It's at Harrah's, Philadelphia. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
like where, like
exactly.
In the house or where actually in the country?
Was I not being clear? Is it just me?
Yeah, kind of.
All right, listen. By the way, I was watching last night the 1000th edition of Monday Night Raw. I can't even call that a guilty pleasure. I just call that being guilty of something.
I was watching it too.
You watched it too. Did you happen to see The Rock come out? And he had a T-shirt. On the back of the T-shirt, you know what it said? I'm not making this up. It said, "Push the pace."
He's a huge harness racing fan, The Rock is.
Get out of here.
It's true.
So, I mean, harness racing's got to glom onto that bad boy. If they don't, I don't know what to say, okay? But I started thinking, and I do that occasionally on moments when I'm not brain dead. And what I did was, I said, maybe we should use this as part of a new close for us. Instead of reminding you to get a high on harness, and you say it's only natural, let's try this, okay? I'll say, reminding you to push the pace, and then you say something like...
get hot to trot?
Get hot to trot, I like it. Let's try it one time before we do it. Practice, okay? Hi, everybody. You know, for all of us here at PA Harness Week, I'm Steve Ross, reminding you to push the pace.
And get hot to trot.
No, you need more feeling, more emphasis. Let's try it again. Reminding you to push the pace.
And get hot to trot.
Yes, I like that one. That was good. That's a take. All right. Let's get right to the action, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Speaking of Harris Chester, the new home of Tony Luke's, the newest one, I might add.
And speaking of Harrah's, Philadelphia.
Race 11, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It happened on Sunday, and with all the action, the lovely Heather.
The purse here, $50,000. Open Pacers, number 2, super talented. We will see. He's the favorite. Showed off this year already in a 148 and 2 mile. Number 1 is Mears Hanover. Won the Open just a couple starts back at Pocono. And then the 3 is Malik Uswaad. Okay,
Excuse me?
Malik Uswaad. He's a New England import. Just started racing here in America. Has had 3 wins. Okay, here in the United States out of 3 starts. This is start number 4 for him. Will he go undefeated?
Mears Hanover, who hit the half in 56 seconds flat. It's a very, very sensible pace. And Mears Hanover is a length and a quarter in front of the first over. We will see at the midpoint of the backstretch. Rockin' Cam is locked in the box. Malik Uswaad, the Kiwi import with 3 wins and 3 starts here in the States, is sitting second over, 2.5 off the lead. Art of Illusion needs racing room. Won the outside. Specialty Rocks is 4.5 to raise. And Custard the Dragons are jammed in last. 3/4, 122 and 4. And now the pressure's on. Mears Hanover still a neck in front. We will see. Turns it up. And now Malik Uswaad's fan 3 wide. And the red shadow roll. Rockin' Cam hard driven down the open stretch. Wide open at the 70. Mears Hanover digging in. Malik Uswaad. Malik Uswaad.
Mears Hanover obviously looking to cut the mile, but Malik Uswaad had different ideas is. He gets
The
a
horse
second.
didn't win, did it?
Yes, he did.
The horse with the bad name won?
Yes, he did. Okay, he makes the second over journey behind. We will see. He gets up by neck 115-1. Tim Tetrick in the bike, and they pay almost $20. Okay,
Ooh.
so now that you're mentioning the name, I looked it up. Malik means angel in Arabic. Okay, Uswaad. Yeah, I got nothing. Okay, Google the word. If it's not on Google, like it just doesn't exist, right?
Is it bourgeois related to bourgeois?
I don't know. That's your job to find out. Mears Hanover was second. Rock and Roll Cam took third. And now we're going to go back in time just a little bit to a huge race, the Meadowlands Pace. We saw it here on PA Harness Week. Finally, Yannick all over the place, racing all different states. We caught up with Yannick finally. I know you're doing the fist bump. He was so excited to win the Meadowlands Pace with A Rocknroll Dance, and I got to speak with him recently about this. Yannick, that night was huge for you. You won the Meadowlands Pace. You won the consolation. Was that one of the greatest nights of your life?
It was definitely my biggest night racing-wise, that's for sure. It was, like three of those along the... even Little Brown Fox was a big part of that night too. Just having him ready and coming up for the Ambletonian and all that stuff. So it was definitely a great night.
When you won the Meadowlands Pace, the excitement, you could actually feel it in the crowd. Tell me about that moment crossing the wire.
Oh, it was definitely great. I've been wanting that race for so many years. It's my 7 or 8 race that I was in. That was my #1 race I wanted to win. So I was definitely really pumped, and I was really excited. After I went on the stretch, I knew I was a winner, and I was like, don't mess it up. I was just trying to go, finish the race and celebrate.
I know a lot of people were cheering you on at the racetrack, and then I'm sure via simulcast. But your grandfather, you had mentioned him before. He was a huge part of your life, and tell me about, you missed him there that night, I guess, right?
Oh, absolutely. He was my #1 fan. He's the person who was there for every big race, every race I went. I don't even know if he missed any of the races I ever drove. He'd be at the OTB all the time. I definitely miss him. I miss him every day. But down the stretch that night, that's the one person I wish was there with me.
Congratulations, Yannick. Thanks for being on the show again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Yannick. I love to see somebody who is that excited. All those fist pumps at the end, and that was good stuff. That's what happens when you win a $600,000 race like the Meadowlands Pace, okay? Oh, just a reminder, later on in the show, as part of our In the Bike segment, we're going to be seeing A Rocknroll Dance again. He will be against Sweet Lou in an limb of the Adios, so stay tuned for that. And also, when we come back, we will have action from Mohegan Sun and Pocono Downs, and Sharla will be interviewing a, dare I say it? Dare, a Hall of Famer.
NF Quotable got
Why do so many winners travel in EB trailers? They love the ride. EB Pacesetter trailers deliver your horses in peak condition, ready to race every time. Designed to provide safe and comfortable transport for standard-bred racehorses, EB's Pacesetter Series trailers are the preferred choice of professional standard-bred trainers and breeders nationwide. All EB Pacesetter models feature custom standard-bred options and excellent airflow and aligned interior sealing to keep your horses fresh and comfortable. Every EB trailer has commercial quality componentry and riveted sidewall construction engineered and designed to stand up to constant and rigorous horse and road use. And a sleek aerodynamic nose design that also delivers improved fuel savings. More winners ride with EB than any other trailer. EB, setting the pace in standard-bred horse transportation.
Mohegan Sun, off-track wagering. Allentown, Carbondale, East Stroudsburg. Always leave happy.
Hi there, and welcome back. You know what this is? It's PA Harness Week. Did you forget already? We just started the show. You forgot already. Unbelievable.
You took me off guard.
I'm sorry. I like to do that. It's part of the game. Along with Heather Moffat, I'm Steve Ross. And as promised, our lovely Sharla, our roving correspondent, caught up with a gentleman who is one of the great guys. He is the president, El Presidente, of the Pennsylvania Harness Horsemen's Association. He also has lost a lot of weight recently, and he wears killer Nakano boots. Doesn't he always wear great Nakano boots?
Yeah, they are.
And he's really a great guy. And he's still driving harness horses. And he was just elected to his hometown Hall of Fame. And this is not including above and beyond harness racing. Here's Sharla with Sam Beegle.
All right, Sam, it's not often that we see you in your colors being the president of the PHHA, but what brings you here today and what keeps you still driving?
I have a colt that needs a little help today, and the pretty boys have a little trouble with one like this, so I thought I'd drive it.
Now, how confident are you when you get in the bike nowadays?
I feel fine. I can still hold my own. And most of the time I let them drive the good ones and I drive the problem childs. So you know, I'm looking to get something straightened out, and if it works out, fine. But I'm not out there just to show anybody up anymore.
But you're 61 years old. Sorry if I just disclosed your age to everyone.
That's fine. I don't look it, do I?
You don't look 61, and you certainly don't act 61. Do you feel 61 when you're out there?
No, not really. Not really. But those kids can do a better job than I can, and I realize that, and it don't bother me. I drive competitive a little bit at the fairs yet anymore, and more or less just I have a ball going out there and kicking Roger Amher's butt, you know. But other than that, I let the drive into these kids, and I'll drive the odd horse. And I drove one here about a week or two ago on a Tuesday morning in a money race and beat the boys with it, and you know. But I still have the urge, but you know, the body don't do everything you want it to do, and when you're competitive like me, you have a little trouble with that. You know, it's a little hard for these kids that you know I was an ex-wrestler and I know what a real athlete is, and it's really hard for me to have some of these kids beat me out there.
Okay, well, you just mentioned that you know what it's like to be a real athlete. I want to mention the Bedford County Hall of Fame that you were just inducted into. What does something like that mean to you?
A lot. It means an awful lot.
You were a wrestler for a long time there, and just your
4 years.
In your hometown, recognizing you.
Yeah. What
was that like when you first got that phone call and found out that you were going to be a member of the Hall of Fame?
I was just tickled, yeah.
And also being recognized, though, for everything you've done as a horseman as well. I'm sure that they
spoke to you about that. They did that also, and it was nice. It was. I was very humbled.
Thank you, Sharla, and thank you, Sam, and congratulations on a great honor. Okay, time now to back to the action. We go to Mohegan Sun at Pocono Downs. Why? Because there was a big race up there. A pace, I might add, for non-winners of $23,000 in the last 5. High place horse fresh, if you know what I'm talking about, Archie. It was race 8. Number 2, Andy Rue, Boo Boo Bidoo, with Georgie Knapp, and number 7, Mickey Hanover from the Disney Barn with Brandon Simpson were 2-to-1 coach offs. Number 5, A Million Pennies, which is how much, of course?
$10,000.
You're good, girl. It was 9-2 with Matt Romano. And with a call, Jim Baviglia.
Andy Rue still on top, the half 55-2, 28-3, second panel. It's Andy Rue with the lead, unhurried now for George Napolitano Jr. No pressure to his outside. Mr. Cooley with the good trip there for Parker. Mickey Hanover is first over, but still 2.5 away from the lead. A Million Pennies saving ground, hoping for racing room. A Lil Ability is fifth, about 5 back. Inside of him, Mustang Art, Major Bell also on the move. At 3/4, it's still Andy Rue. 3/4, 122-3, 27-1 in the back. Andy Rue repelled the charge of Mickey Hanover, who's now backtracking. Mr. Cooley still there in the pocket. A Million Pennies on the inside. A Lil Ability coming up from far back. Top of the stretch, Andy Rue looking to hold together now. His lead is about 2. Mr. Cooley trying to get to him. A Million Pennies up the inside. Andy Rue in some trouble. A Million Pennies! A Million Pennies! A Million Pennies!
A Million Pennies, i.e. $10,000, got a patient drive by Matt Romano and got up to nail Andy Rue boo-boo-be-doo on the money in 150-1. Andy Rue was a dead game second and took a very tough beat. Number 1, Mustang Art off at 7-1 with Andrew McCarthy got third. And now I know what you're doing. You're out there saying, boy, I want to see the feature from Saturday night at Mohegan Sun Pocono Downs. Wait no more. Heather's got that bad boy for you.
I do. Winners over Pacers. The first is $25,000. Number 2 is Dial or No Dial. He's the better choice in here. One of my favorite horses, not the flashiest, not the top in his division, but shows up to work week after week.
He's the cleanest, though.
He's the cleanest. Okay, and the 6 is Blatantly Good, tougher last week, taking a step down. Number 7 is Hypnotic Blue Chip. 147-2. Remember, he was the fastest horse in the entire country in 2010. He retired last year, and now he's back for this year.
Dial or No Dial. A length and a half out in front of Hypnotic Blue Chip. And now Cobalt Man and Joe Pavia Jr. under a drive. And it's a successful one all the way up to third. In behind that cover fourth is Blatantly Good. Then you've got Mainland Key boxed in fifth. Tobago K's looking for him up the inside, Transcending. It's still a slight edge for Dial or No Dial. 3/4, 121-3. 27-3 there on the back. Dial or No Dial only by a length now. Blatantly Good making a big 3-wide move now around Cobalt Man, and still right there in the box, Hypnotic Blue Chip. Top of the stretch, Dial or No Dial, still there for Buter. Now out of the pocket, Hypnotic Blue Chip drawing a beat on him here. Dial or No Dial and Hypnotic Blue Chip, both of them all out to the line. Hypnotic Blue Chip.
A couple of big boys leaving out of there, but it's Dial or No Dial who settles on the front about the half-mile pole, while Hypnotic Blue Chip sat to his back, and then Georgie Knapp shifts Hypnotic Blue Chip into another gear. 149-2 is the win. And yeah, Hypnotic Blue Chip, he's like, okay, wait a minute. I was like retired a year ago, and then I'm going to do a whole like Michael Jordan deal and get out of retirement and all. But he seems to love to be on the racetrack.
He plays basketball, Hypnotic Blue Chip?
It's amazing. And baseball.
Perfect.
It's amazing.
But not as well as basketball, I might add.
Dial or No Dial was second. Yay! And then Blatantly Good was third.
Stay with us when we come back. We're going to have a special feature on the Harness Youth Foundation. It's going to be a great piece. You want to be here for that. So don't even think about going anyplace.
And it's a big early lead here for LR Trixie.
Mohegan Sun Off-Track Wagering. Allentown, Carbondale, East Stroudsburg. Always leave happy.
Hello there, you harness racing fan, and welcome back to PA Harness Week along with Heather Moffat. I'm Steve Ross, and as promised, Heather has for you something all about the Harness Horse Youth Foundation. It's a wonderful organization, and Heather's going to tell you all about it. Heather?
Yes, it is. It's a harness racing charity started in 1976, and their goal is to get the next generation interested in this standardbred biz. So they do that by giving out scholarships. I got one when I was in college. Thank you very much. Yes, I did. And they also have all these really great educational materials that they put out. But one of the great things they do, they have these hands-on programs for, young people. One of the great programs they have are the summer camps. They have a harness racing youth league. It travels all over the country. One of the tracks that they visited recently was Mohegan Sun at Pocono Downs. Now the kids are at the track pretty much all week long learning about harness racing, and the way that it's like the pinnacle of the whole camp is they actually get to go behind the starting gate and they get to drive a horse. Wow. So we're going to take a look at the exhibition races now. Let me tell you about the first one. First of all, number 1 is a Royal Affair in here. The driver is Bobby Kelly. He's the camper, but he's assisted by Brandon Simpson. Number 2 is LR Trixie. Sarah Collada is in the bike, and she's assisted by Bob Montone. And then number 3 is Jandy Tough as Sky. Amy Pruner is the camper. She's the driver, assisted by David Ingraham.
So they got 2 people on the bike.
2 people on the bike. And number 4, Sweet Karen. Zoe Gloss is the camper, assisted by Tom Jackson. Let's hear the call.
LR Trixie with Sarah Collada in the bike has a lead of about 6 lengths. Jandy Tough as Sky with Amy Pruner Bruner is closing second. Further back there to Royal Attire with Bobby Kelly and Sweet Karen with Zoe Gloss. They get to the stretch. LR Trixie strides are shortening. Jandy Toughest Sky on the outside.
So Sarah Collada comes through, wins with LR Trixie. So congratulations to the winner of that first exhibition. We're going to go right into the second exhibition. It's in memory of a great horseman, Wade Ross. Only 3 in this one. Number 1 is Jandy Toughest Sky, Marcella Riddick. She's the camper, and she's being assisted again by Brandon Simpson. Go, Brandon. Number 2 is CD's Miss Sam. Brittany Billman is the driver here, and David Ingraham assisting in that one. And number 3 is I'm the Hit. Jessica Gassick is in the bike, and she's being assisted by Tom Jackson.
On the outside, CD's Miss M with Brittany Billman. On the inside, Jandy Toughest Sky with Marcella Riddick. Ima's Hit with Jessica Gassick is trying to close third. It's Jandy Toughest Sky and CD's Miss M. Jandy Toughest Sky.
The winner of that one was Jandy Toughest Sky, Marcella Riddick. She was the driver. Congratulations, Marcella. Now, number 3 exhibition race. This was the last one. Number 1 is LR Trixie. Abby Gloss in the bike, assisted by Bob Montone. And then number 2 is I'm the Hit. We just saw the horse race in the last one, but pony's back again. Gabby Hawkinsmith, assisted by Tom Jackson. Number 3 is CD's Miss M. Sam Goldberg is in the bike. That's the camper, assisted by David Ingraham. And then number 4 is Sweet Karen. Carson Rookie is the camper, assisted by Brandon Simpson. And I just want to mention that Sweet Karen is a 15-year-old pony. They use ponies for these races, and Sweet Karen has her own Facebook page. Let's hear the call.
And it's a battle now between Ima's Hit with Gabby Hawkinsmith. Also in it there, CD's Miss M and Sam Goldberg, Late Kick, LR Trixie, and Abby Gloss. It's Ima's Hit and LR Trixie to the line. Ima's Hit and Gabby Hawkinsmith.
Ima's Hit was the winner for this one. Gabby Hawkinsmith was the driver. Congratulations to all the campers. They had a fabulous time. And how amazing is that to be able to drive a harness horse when you're that age?
The great organization, the Harness Horse Youth Foundation, keep up the good work. They've been doing it since the year of the bicentennial, 1976. Let's go out to the meadows, shall we? There's a couple of limbs for what will be tonight racing the $500,000 Adios. It is always a big race. And the first one was race 4, and with that, here's Heather.
All right, and here we've got number 7, A Rocknroll Dance, the winner of the Meadowlands Pace, and then there's also the 8, Thinking Out Loud, the winner of the North America Cup. But still, the bettors were staying loyal to their hometown boy, driver Dave Pallone, who was driving number 4, Sweet Lou, and they were right on, as Sweet Lou wired the field in 149-1 for trainer Ron Burke. Second was A Rocknroll Dance. Third went to Thinking Out Loud.
Race number 6 was the second Adios Limb, named for Dill Miller, the great trainer driver of years gone by. It was the second division. It turned out to be a real dogfight. 1A, Better's Edge, with Dan Dubé grabbed the 2-hole and stalked number 2, Bolt the Doer, who cut the splits. When they turned home, the battle was on. In the end, it was Better's Edge by a sneeze. Bolt the Doer didn't, but was a dead game second. Number 5, breaking the law off at 20-1, where the Pallone Ranger got third, completing a B trifecta worth $44.40. And now it's time to get your bankroll fattened. And we got our gal who does that weekly. Her name is Kelly Connors with her picks of the week. Go get them, Kel.
Thanks, guys. It's a huge night for racing fans because we are just 1 week away from the $1.5 million Hambletonian final. 3 elimination dashes will decide that final field, and they're going off tonight at the Meadowlands. I'm zeroing in on race number 6 and sticking with Ricolo on top. He draws the 7 post here tonight, but kept his winning streak alive when he moved east and came out on top of Open Company, handily winning by 3 lengths last week at the Meadowlands. Now, trainer and driver Tron Smetshammer thinks he has enough to go up against the world's top trotters, and so do I. Moving on now to the Meadows, the Adios final draws a field of 7, and it comes in their 12th of the night. The one I'm putting on top, Bolt the Doer. In last week's eliminations, he held the lead throughout, but was just nosed out when it counted at the wire by Better's Edge. He had the most perfect pocket trip in there, and they both are drawing trying better here tonight, so it's going to be a tough one, especially with them going up against world champion Sweet Lou. He comes from post number 4 and scored a front-end victory in his eliminations last week. Not to mention, he does have a slight edge with the Meadows being his home track for both himself and his connections. Who will come out with all the orchids? Well, we're just going to have to wait and see. But I like 1, 4, 7, and 6 in the Adios final. We're going to take a quick break, but on the other side, we go in the bike at Mohawk.
And here comes Mr. Herbie. Herbie's rolling.
Welcome, good old Sunday. No love when you don't come. Welcome, son, welcome, welcome. Welcome to your place in the sun. Welcome to your place in the sun.
Hi, and welcome back to PA Harness Week. Boy, this is such an exciting part of the show because at this time of the year, in midsummer, harness racing, these are the halcyon days. It's as good as it gets. Next up, we're going to Mohawk. A couple of big races. The first up, the roses are red. And here's Heather.
$390,000 Canadian, which is a whole lot in American money, too.
Yep.
Number 2 is Put On a Show, coming off a 3-week win streak. Philly a couple times here, she's won, and she won her elimination up there as well. The 3 is Drop the Ball, coming off a 3-race win streak, just like Put On a Show, including a win in her limb. Okay, and then there's number 6, Andra Vett. Long shot in here, but she's last year's older pacing mare, not only for the United States, but also for Canada.
Deep stretch lead. Andrevet has got something left now as Tetrick is asking, and she is giving. Andrevet at the inside trying to fend them off, and it's Andrevet.
Andrevet wired the field. She was a game. Okay, I couldn't believe that Tetrick kept her going, honestly. I thought there's no way she's going to end up winning this race.
And the first quarter was 25-4. Hello?
Yeah, hello. And she was 13-1.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like she was a favorite or anything. And she sets a new world record in 1:48-1. Those other big mares trying to get to Andrevet just could not do it. Drop the Ball was second, a half length back though, and then Proclamation was third.
On that same great Mohawk card was the big race, the $750,000 Maple Leaf Trot Final. And if you're wondering why 2011 Horse of the Year Sam Beegle was not entered, it's because he was injured. So, but he's mending well, and he ought to be back in the races very soon, okay? Number 4, Chapter 7, who has just been so hot of late, with Tim Tetrick was the 2-5 chalk. Number 2, Daylon Magician was 3-1 with All You Got to Know is Jackie Moe. And number 3, make him number 8, I'm sorry, Mr. Herbie with Jody Jamieson was the 8-1 third choice. And with this big call, Ken Middleton.
They went by 3 quarters, 1:22-3, a track record for 3 quarters at Mohawk for the Trotters. And on the lead is Chapter 7, rushing up 4 wide on the far outside comes Mr. Herbie as Jamieson cuts him loose. And here comes Mr. Herbie. Herbie's rolling. Chapter 7's going to have to dig in. Mr. Herbie on the outside comes to him now. Chapter 7 gives way. Mr. Herbie's got him colored.
Mr. Herbie, who is a lot tougher than he sounds, came 3 deep on the final turn that blew by Chapter 7 late to win on a record 1:15-4. Trotters, hello. Chapter 7 raced big and was a clear second, 70-1 shot. Hot Shot Blue Chip with Paul McDonnell was 3 back in third. Ooh, I'm talking about some smoking fast race, huh?
Oh, yeah. I can't even put my head around 50 trotters. Do you know
Nuts,
what I'm saying? Yeah.
And for all of us here at PA Harness Week, including Sharla McBride, Kelly Connors, Bruce Casella, my partner Heather Moffat, I'm Steve Ross. Let's try our new closeout, shall we? You ready? Reminding you to push the pace.
And get hot to trot.
What do you think? Good? What do you guys think? Any good?
Explosive Matter wins the Colonial easily.
Underway. Starting fast outside here, Messenger to the